Yeah.
I'm curious, what advice would you give to anyone who just got their wake up call, who was just starting, whether it be a woman or a man, who's starting to recognize perhaps some of their own toxic attitudes, behaviors, beliefs, that can help bring about not only their own balancing of energies within, but to show up in the world in a more balanced way?
Well, I would say first, congratulations if you are on that journey, and if you are, especially congratulations if you are able to recognize toxic behaviors in yourself, recognize ways that you've treated people badly. I know I'm not at all a perfect person, and part of my process, of course, is always trying my best to look at myself, see how I might have shown up in a toxic way, in a disrespectful way. So I would say to somebody on that journey, give yourself really compassion, and recognize that that's really amazing if you're able to really self-reflect in a deep way and look at your own patterns, look at the way that you show up in the world, and choose that you want to heal. So that's first step, is like really congratulate yourself for being there, because that's a very empowering road to take in life, and it's a very good road to take in life, and you should be proud of yourself for being brave enough to do the self-reflection work that's required to be on this journey. And then I would say, yeah, self-compassion is really important, but also being really prepared to look at yourself and see all your shadows, and not be blind to them, and not run away, and not be scared to see all the ways that you might have betrayed yourself. Because I think all of us have betrayed ourselves in various ways, whether because of the patriarchy, whether because of our family system, whether because of the beliefs that our parents instilled in us. We might have betrayed ourselves in lots of ways. So, but it's actually really scary to look at that for many people. So be very brave, and be prepared to look at the ways that you've betrayed yourself, and be prepared to redress that. You can actually redress self-betrayals, and also ways that you feel like, okay, I've treated other people badly. Somehow I do believe in this concept that the present, that everything is present in the present. The past is present, the future is present, everything is present in the present. So you can actually heal the past in the present. So you can actually go back, do that inner child work, go back to your adolescence, go back to any point in your life where you're like, oh shit, I really betrayed myself. I was not being who I really was meant to be. I took the wrong path. Go back to that version of you, have a conversation with them, and talk about it, and say, okay, now I know different, but I know that you at that age did not. So I give you compassion. I give myself compassion. I forgive myself, but I recognize it as well, so that going forward that I'm different. So yeah, I would say really self-compassion, but also transparency, taking accountability of everything that you need to take accountability before, and just recognizing that you're choosing an amazing path in life. Like if you are choosing to be the most evolved, awakened version of yourself, it's not an easy path, because you do have to face yourself. You do have to learn to say sorry. You do have to step out of the ego games that many of us inadvertently, unconsciously play. You do have to question yourself all the time. So it's a warrior's path. It's not an
Oh,
easy
I
path.
100% agree with you that it's a warrior's path, and it's an even harder, and I admire so much because it's an even harder path for those to face the shadow that says, listen, I've hurt people, and
Exactly.
and to take accountability for that, and to atone for that, and to alter the behavior. These are the real warriors. What I did in my own life, I see myself as a warrior because I identify where in my life I betrayed myself routinely. but I was never in a place of purposefully going out and hurting anyone. But myself, I hurt myself a tremendous amount. And many people learned because of their traumas that the only way to survive was to hurt other people. I need to step on you to get to where I'm going, not realizing in stepping
Yes.
over people, I'm actually robbing myself of the very thing that I want most. I want love, I want power, I want admiration, I want affection, I want connection. I rob myself of what I want when I take it and betray to get it. So when you face that reality, that's absolutely what I would consider to be like a shadow warrior. We talk about like light workers, but we need to have shadow workers. If we don't have shadow workers, we're not going to shift the paradigm and shift out of these things. So, you know, examples of people doing, and I love it. I see people starting YouTube saying, listen, I'm a diagnosed narcissist, and I want to help the world, and I'm going to share all the secrets, you know, kind of thing. I'm blowing the whistle on that. And I see other people who say, listen, this was my background. I did really bad, shitty things. And I had a wake up call, and I was able to not only pull myself out of it, but now I'm in the service to help others pull themselves out of it. And so those are the real warriors as far as
Totally.
I'm concerned, because you know it was hard enough for me to go, oh geez, I'm a people pleaser, I need to stop doing that. It's a lot harder to say I'm a people herder.
Absolutely, like 100% with you on that. Uh, I mean, it's incredibly hard to admit to that, because if you are going to admit to that, and if you've been a people herder maybe your whole life, wow, that's a very big thing to face. That's a very big shadow to face. And most people, I think, never face it really, because it's too much to go, oh
Yes.
my God, I'm a bit of an asshole.
Yes.
Really, you have to be very, very deeply honest with yourself, and you have to see that. But that's why if you're on a spiritual path, this
Yes,
will
but
help
that's where
much
compassion
more.
comes in, because compassion
Yeah.
comes in understanding that, listen, lying became a trait and a behavior that I used because if I didn't lie in that situation that I was in as a child, I would have gotten beat. I would have gotten ridiculed. I would have gotten shamed. I would have gotten, there was a reason that you started
Yes.
lying in the first place. If
Self-compassion.
you're willing to
Exactly.
go into that dark place and see that underneath the liar is a very scared little person that was terrified of the consequences of telling the truth. And so it became an easier thing to speak lies in order for self-preservation. And so that's where compassion needs to come in, is to say, hey, even these horrible things were beget from trauma. They came from trauma. They originated from pain and suffering that I had as a child. And so that's the real warrior that says, listen, not only can I go and visit with my inner child and see how sad they were or scared they were or frightened that they were, that they learned that the only way to survive in the world was to love or to lie. And now I've deprived myself and betrayed myself and ruined all possibilities of having love and having connection and having all of these things, because this is a coping strategy that has become so toxic. It's eating me from the inside out.
Yes, totally. And I think it's you have to have amazing self-compassion to go there, and to really see, okay, I I have over many years developed this incredibly toxic negative coping strategy to deal with a reality that probably when I was a child I had no idea how to deal with in any other way, except for becoming a very aggressive person who will step on everybody else to get what I need, choosing to lie, not, I mean, unconsciously choosing to lie. Yeah, unconsciously choosing a whole series of behaviors which are very negative in order to get your needs met as a little child. But then if you've not changed those series of negative choices that you made at that time, you will probably have created a life where you over and over and over and over again are confronted with your own toxic patterns which destroy relationships. So to actually see that and look at that and be brave enough to look at that, you need to have a lot of self-compassion, I think. And
Yes.
because for most people, I think that's really too hard. For most people that have these narcissistic, selfish traits that they've developed over a lifetime, it's just too hard to look at that pattern and to really look at what they've created and how they've been the
Yes. So I would send them
common
to your
denominator.
Buddhist, I would send them to your Buddhist retreat, because
Yes,
through
yes,
Buddhism, they will learn self-compassion. That's one of the fundamentals of Buddhist teachings. They
yes,
will have the time and energy to sit with self,
yes.
because I don't subscribe, and this is, I actually empathize with people that have been in this narcissistic energy for a period of time, because when they go to the internet and go, oh my God, I think I'm a narcissist. I've had the wake up call. I think I'm a narcissist. I think that I've been doing really bad things for a long time. I'm just starting to realize that I'm a bit of an asshole. And then they go to the internet and they're told repetitively, because I've watched all these videos in trying to, understand what I was in. They're told repetitively, there's no hope for you.
You're an asshole. There's no
There's
hope.
no hope. You cannot
You'll be
change.
an
There's
asshole
nothing
forever.
you can do. And what a horrible message to be given over and over again, because you've just had a wake up call. You want to change. You think that there's a possibility of change. And then you're told by experts that you can't change. And I'm like, bullshit to that, because anybody can change anything with the power of spirit behind them, with the power of dedication, discipline, and finding a spiritual path. You can change anything, anything.
Absolutely.
I
Yeah.
don't think anybody is beyond the capacity to change. It ultimately comes down to, how much of a warrior are you? How strong are you that you are going to sit with this and do the work that's required to atone for it, which is possible, but difficult. It's
Yeah.
going to be challenging, but that's how the world is going to shift. It's by all of these people starting. It's going to be, as far as I'm concerned, the next 5 years, you're going to see a lot more people going, it was me. We had the Me Too movement, and next we're going to have the It Was Me movement.
Like the Taylor Swift
That's what I see.
song.
I see a whole bunch of people standing up and saying, hey, listen, I was an asshole. I used to lie, cheat, steal, do this, that, and the other, and now I found a better way to do it, and I'm telling the world it was me. But it's not me any longer.
I
Now
really
it's a
hope
person.
so. I really hope so.
Wouldn't that be
Like,
amazing? That would be a huge release of toxicity, and totally change the paradigm of the way that we've done things.
yeah, I hope so. Like that. Yeah, it reminds me of the Taylor Swift song. Hi, it's me. I'm the problem. It's me.
Oh, I don't know that song because I don't listen to Taylor Swift, but I'll have to
I
check it
don't
out.
either, but I saw a reel on Instagram that somebody made, which the reel was actually introducing them, like one of those, I am reintroducing myself, this is me, blah blah blah. And they used her song, hey, hi, it's me, I'm the problem, it's me. So
Oh,
I
that's
don't
funny.
really know her songs either, but I was like, that's awesome. So that song is
Absolutely.
basically exactly what you're saying.
Yes, it will
So
be
yeah,
the new, I really foresee, this is me giving one of my visions out there. I really foresee that moving forward, we're going to see a whole bunch of people. It's going to become the new normal, where vulnerability is also already becoming the normal of people sharing their feelings. The new normal is going to be is going to be atonement. Own your shit.
I hope so. I hope so, so much. That would be amazing. I mean, really, that would be an energy that would change the whole world, really. Because, I mean, to me, this whole narcissism thing, this self-obsession thing, it goes very deep. I mean, it's the result, it's the reason for wars,
Absolutely.
start to
On
kill
a
each other.
global scale, it
Yeah,
is the overabundance of a solar plexus that needs to come back into balance so we get into that heart center.
yeah, yeah. So yeah, it's the reason that you know that the humans kill each other, because they're like, I would rather kill you than be wrong, or then question myself, or then open to the fact that maybe I've been wrong my whole life. Maybe I've been an asshole my whole life, in order to
Yes.
stop in, you know, and nations, maybe I've been an asshole nation my whole life, in order to not look, okay, it's never that black and white, right? There's always a lot of, you know, like any relationship, it's never black and white. There's not one good, one bad. Yeah, there's always nuances and gray areas and complexities. But, you know, but nations and people go, okay, in order to not look at myself and not look at all the horrible shit I've done, I'm going to kill you.
Yes.
So this kind of awakening literally is changing the world. It will stop wars, you know.
Absolutely, absolutely. It will stop a lot of things in its tracks, because, you know, people are embedded in everywhere. And when they have the wake up call wherever they are, you know, whether it be in Hollywood, whether it be in politics, whether it be in really criminal organizations, all of a sudden you have a wake up and you're like, you know, you can't escape the awakening. You can try, but you really can't escape it. I couldn't escape it. You couldn't escape it. It came along and it was like, it's your time.
Well,
So,
yeah, and I think the question is for those people, like if anyone who identifies as a person who has you know, who has a lot of toxic traits based on a way that they have an adaptive behavioral mechanism they adopted as a child to survive in the world. If you're watching this and you recognize that yourself in that, and you would like to change, but you're too afraid of facing yourself, I think the question you need to ask yourself is, how much do you want your life to improve? Like, how much do you want it? Because the only way that your life will improve and things will change and your relationships will change for the better, and love, that thing that everybody wants, will actually enter into your life, is if you are brave enough to look at yourself. If you are brave enough to do that, hey, it's me, I'm the problem, it's me, it's me. You have to ask yourself, how much do you want to change? How much do you want to be a happy person? How much do you want to have loving relationships? And if your answer to that is, I will do anything for that, I will do anything to have loving, supportive, reciprocal, mutual, equal relations in my life, relationships, then that's when the possibility of change is there. That's when you can face yourself, you can look at your past, you can look at all your negative behaviors, you can look at all your toxic patterns, and you can do all the work that's needed in order to change. But that you just have to ask yourself that question, how much do you want it? And
I love that.
if
I
you're all in,
absolutely
if you're
love that.
100%
How
all
much
in,
do you want it?
yeah,
That's my shout out to everyone. How much do you want it? You know, I wanted freedom bad enough that I made that happen. How much do you want it? You gotta want it. You gotta want it with
you gotta
everything
be
in
prepared
you.
to do everything and anything in order for that change to happen. Yeah. You got to
Yes.
be prepared for anything and everything. You got to be prepared to dedicate your whole life to unraveling that toxicity if you recognize you have this pattern.
Yes.
Yeah.
We're getting up there in time, but I wanted to give you the opportunity to offer any final thoughts to all of our viewers that watch now or later, and yeah, just any final thoughts.
Yeah, so I just say thank you, B, very much for inviting me for this talk. It's been really amazing. I appreciate all the work that you're doing on your YouTube channel. So I would say to any viewer here of mine, check out B's channel. She's doing awesome work and uploading so many videos. I see almost every single day I see a new video for you. And yeah, I would just
Thank
say
you for that. The UMovement is growing bit by bit by bit.
UMovement, unfucking. yeah, I would just say that if you are a person on this journey of awakening and evolving and growing and healing, you are really needed in the world. Your soul, your energy, your work is deeply, deeply needed. So anytime that you feel, oh, what I'm doing is really not such a big deal. It's really not, I'm not such an important person. I should maybe give up because I'm not getting the response or, the reaction that I want or I deserve or I need from my work. I sometimes feel like this. My message to you is that if you're a person who's supporting the awakening of human beings, of humanity, the evolution, you're supporting people to move out of patriarchy into a more balanced gender roles, you're supporting the evolution of love, you're supporting healthy relationships. My message to you is you are really needed, and always remember that and keep going no matter how hard it is, no matter how little response you sometimes get. Just, you are a really, really important person for us in the world at this time, and just to love yourself, to take care of yourself, and to continue on this amazing warrior journey, because we need you and we need B and we need me and we need everybody who is doing this very, very, very important work of basically the work. My channel is called Akasha Love. My artist name is Akasha Love, and I downloaded this name in 2020 when I made my first album. And Akash, it means space, it means ether. So it's a Sanskrit word that means ether. So Akasha Love is space for love. So my work is opening up space for love and all that implies, and that opening up space for love is also opening up space for all the shadows, all the toxicity, all the patterns, all the dramas, all the shit, all the bullshit, all the that's opening up space for all of it. So that's the work. We open up space for love, and that literally means seeing everything, allowing everything, seeing everything, and doing that really hard work of looking at ourselves and processing what we need to process from our past, maybe in our present, in order to grow into stronger, more loving and more awesome beings in order to support everybody else. So that's my message. Continue on the journey, believe in yourself, love yourself, no matter how hard it gets. And if it does really get hard, reach out to people, reach out to B, reach out to me. Yeah, all these people on YouTube making videos are real people. We're not just here on the screens.
Absolutely,
we are available
absolutely.
To help. Yeah, I'm available to help people. You're available to help people. Reach out if you need.
Yes, thank you, thank you, thank you. So that is Akasha Shell. Again, her YouTube channel, please follow over there, is Akasha Love. And you can watch a lot of her insights available to you. I want to thank everybody out there. If you want to get in touch with me, the way to do that will be in the description below. And let's shift some of that toxicity out. Let's get some of the gunk out of the system and bring ourselves into a better way of being with a lot more love. I love that.
Yes.
Thank you.
Unfuck the world and make space for love.
Okay, I'm going to stop our live stream now and then hit the stop record. So everyone,
thank you so much again, Dee.
Yes, thank you. Peace out, everyone.